Greetings, guys. This is your girl Kind from Passion Talks and also from Passion for Fitness. Thank you for joining me for this topic for today. And I know it's going to be somewhat controversial, especially to my females who are going through premenopause and menopause. I get it. But I'm also going through it also. And I just want to talk about it just a bit because I think sometimes we default and allow menopause or premenopause just to happen, and we don't try to combat it with anything. We just pretty much throw our hands up. And I myself was falling into that trap. Believe it or not, I was. And then I had a reality check to myself. And the reality check is that, one, I had to realize it's a lot of things that I can do to help control what's going on with me internally with this thing we call menopause. And I had to take ownership of that. I had to stop looking at my body the way it used to be when I was 20 and start looking at it what it is now, 52 years old. And I've been through a lot, seen a lot, and did a lot. That being said, my body does not respond the same way it used to respond, and that's okay. I need to learn how it's responding now and stay consistent with that, but also know that no matter what, the thing that it boils down to is making sure I'm taking care of myself, doing things I don't want to do because at the end of the day, it's something I need to do that's going to be beneficial to me as far as having the symptoms that you may have for menopause. So that being said, what do you want to focus on? Kind of what I want to focus on is that many times when we're going through menopause, the first thing we do is feel like we get tired. And I'm not saying we're not. I got tired. You know, we have different levels of it. It's not comparing yours to mine. But what we tend to do is start taking away things that actually, the things that we was doing, that actually was benefiting us. And when we stop doing it, it makes the situation even worse. Case in point, the number one thing that most women stop doing and focusing on is their exercise regimen. And they start dialing it back. They may go to the gym, but they're not putting in the efforts, putting them challenges for themselves that they used to, because they slowly start dialing it back and many times don't even realize it. So even myself, I had to realize it. First, I started giving myself this thing for saying I would just go run every other day. And something just hit me. Try running every day because I love the way running makes me feel. I love how my body is able to sweat out toxins. My skin looks better. I feel better. My gut health is better. All these things is something I benefit from running. So I had to bring it back in. But in that, instead of running every other day, I start actually running every day. And the benefits from that is astounding to me. It's to the point I look forward to my runs. It's not every day I want to run, by no means. Most days I don't. But I think about the way it's going to make me feel afterwards. I think about the way it's benefiting for me as far as my menopause, as far as the helping with my mindset, helping me with the onset of depression, helping me onset as far as making decisions. And how is it doing that? Because while you're exercising, your brain, if you're doing it on a consistent basis year after year, and every year it's been told by the Mayo Clinic, by studies from the Mayo Clinic, that you are actually able to make your brain stronger and more functional and more beneficial as far as making decisions, depression, your thoughts. All these things are happening because you're exercising. When you exercise, it releases chemicals that ensure that your brain is getting stronger. I'm not just making this stuff up. The Mayo Clinic said it. And also a wonderful lady. If you guys get a chance, check her out. Her name is Tracy, Dr. Tracy Marks, and she's on YouTube. She has a wonderful YouTube channel, and she's all about the brain. And she's got one particular video that talks about specifically about the brain and what happens when you exercise on the regular. And she talks about how it is constantly making neurons that benefits you. The neurons make your brain function better. You make better decisions. You see things more clearly. But most of all, something that she said, lean in, especially us who suffer with menopause or symptoms of cycles or menstrual. It helps with our mood. It helps us to regulate our moods just by exercising in aerobic exercising on a regular basis. So I'm encouraging you all, no matter what you're thinking out there with menopause, don't give up on the exercise because the science behind it is absolutely astronomical on how it can benefit with you as you're going through this process. So even if you think about it, dial it up a notch. When I dialed it up a notch with my runs and workouts being more intense, It was a struggle at first, but when I got into it, I dropped actually 10 pounds. And I wasn't even trying to lose weight. I was just doing it because I liked the way it made me feel. And then when I went for my annual, I was surprised that the weight came off 10 pounds. I felt better. My clothes felt a little bit better, but I didn't think it was that significant. And that was within, I think, 75 days of me just doing things a little bit more intense with my running. That 10 pounds dropped off. And not only that, my body fat percent went down, believe it or not. And I'm 52 years old. So that was a that definitely wake up call to me. Even though I know how the body works and I know how everything works, but when I got into this area called menopause, I had to start really doing research on it to get a better understanding exactly what it is. And the more I research about it, the more I'm getting more ownership in knowing that I don't have to just lay down and let it happen to me. You don't have to lay down and let it happen to you, but you do have to be proactive and you do have to stay consistent. So don't push away from exercise, even when you feel tired. Do it anyway. Take your emotions out of it and just go through it. Even if it's not as long as you want to, eventually it will become what you need and you desire. I wake up now looking forward, like I said earlier about running. I look forward to it. Once I get going, it's a beautiful experience. I can tell my attitude changed, my outlook on the day. I feel so much better. I make better decisions. I become smarter. Literally, if I feel smarter. And I believe that because when I looked at Dr. Tracy Mark's video, the doctor who's our brain doctor, and she knows way better than I do, she pretty much shows us scientifically that's exactly what is occurring in the process of exercising. So all my ladies out there who's going through the change, as they say, look at it as a change that you're going to embrace, that you know you can conquer, and just don't lay there and let it happen to you. Decide on things that you're going to do the research about yourself, monitoring what's going on with yourself. Notice when certain foods you eat, how it makes you feel. And if it makes you feel depressed, I know something about me. Years ago, I realized that when I eat chocolate, milk chocolate, which I love, I don't care what small amount of it, I can tell my mood change. And then later on, I come to find out, just reading on research on all this stuff, I found out chocolate can cause depression, especially when you eat a lot of it. So all these things you need to take time out to learn, or drop in here with me. Send me some questions. I would love to try to answer them for you. And if you don't get the answer from me, like I mentioned before, check out the doctor's YouTube page. She got a lot of information on there that can truly give you more background and understand exactly what goes on with your mind when you're exercising. It's absolutely so fascinating how things work with your mind and that you can actually make this brain of yours, which is a muscle, stronger. You don't have to stop being stronger with your brain because you're a certain age. Your brain don't stop developing because you hit a certain age. Absolutely not. These are the things that you need to know about because these are the things that make you have a better quality of life. It helps with anxiety, dementia, and all the things that can take away from your quality of life. So take time, check it out. I would love to know your feedback about this thing we call menopause, premenopause, and even the menstrual cycle that all females go through. But I want you to know that exercise, no matter which one you're going through, exercise is going to be your best advocate, your best friend to get you through it. I promise you. Just give it a chance. I promise. Until next time, thank you for hanging out with me for Passion Talks. Join the channel, subscribe, do all the wonderful things, comment on the video, and I would love to know your impact on how you have came across ways to help your menopause, premenopause, or menstrual cycles to be much better or more conducive to making your life a quality of life. And I'm going to end it with that. Thanks for hanging out with me. Until next time, God bless.